Are you always writing? Do you find yourself always writing, or do you take a pause once in a while in between?
I'm not always writing, but I'm frequently jotting. I jot ideas that come to me. This is me jotting, and it's all over. And I look at it and I think, aha, that's pretty good. I wonder if it's a first line or a title or stuck in the second verse. I don't know. But, for me to look at my jottings and say, okay, let's work on this now. That takes me getting very still and making room for my source language, my source music to come up to that conscious level where I can hear it.
What are some things you do to when you're getting ready to go either in the studio or on stage? I would imagine there are some exercises that you do that work for you in
Oh yeah.
preparation. Because sometimes, any of us that use our voice for any of these careers, we wait until we're actually in the thick of it to then sort of get the voice ready. And that's not so
It's already too
advantageous.
late.
It's too
Yes, if
late.
you're in the thick of it, it's too late. Yeah. No, it takes real preparation. And again, in 77 I had no technique. I just sang like I was in my mother's living room. I mean, I just
Right.
didn't
Yeah.
know. And so on a day that I'm performing, at around, depending on the time I have to go on stage in the afternoon, I will go to a gym and I'll walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes just to get myself really warm and just to get my insides and these little vocal cords very warm. I drink a lot of water on performance days in particular. I vocalize right before I'm going to go on for about half an hour. And that's what I do, and that is a
Yeah.
regiment that I have learned for myself.
What are some other things that you do separate from music that also calm and balance things out? You and I were chatting briefly before we went live, working in the garden with the tomatoes, things like
Yes.
that.
Yes, yes. I live in a modest apartment with a lovely patio, and so it's the season now for planting. So I've planted lots of geraniums, and I planted a pepper plant and a tomato plant, and I love seeing things being alive. I have a sweet potato plant which is thriving, but there are no sweet potatoes that I can see. But the leaves are very happy, so that's sweet. And I love to read. I love to listen to classical music and jazz music. I love to drive around and just see what's around because there's just so much to look at and to explore. And sometimes it doesn't take a dollar to do anything. Of course, you have to fill up the gas tank once in a while, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's just being being quiet and being okay with the quiet of your company.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I agree 100%. And that's so important, to have those moments and have those times. When you look back at this extraordinary career that continues today, and again, folks, if you want music,
Mhm.
she's been busy. Oh, I love this shot. I saw this and I said, we
Thank
got to show this. This is fantastic. Tell us
Thank
about
you.
this.
That was a photograph by the great photographer Randy St. Nicholas, and that was the end of a shoot. I was literally just putting on a little bit of makeup. I was
Terrific.
about to take, this was I was wearing a black velvet tuxedo, and I was just fixing my hair, and she said, "Do that," and she pulled her camera in, and that was the last shot of the day.
She captured something very, very
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
But look at that great shot, huh?
Well, that was from when I was with Bell Records. That was at the very beginning of my career. Oh no, Arista. Arista was new, and I was absorbed into Arista by Bell from Bell.
That's fantastic. And then, like you
Yeah.
say, now it's independent. You're doing your thing now, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yes, my company's called Long Run Entertainment, as I have been doing a long run of entertaining, and yes, yes. And that was singing, and singing was fun because that shot was taken on the actual set of the film Singing in the Rain. And we used the original rain machine, which had two settings, hurricane and mist. So I was in Hurricane,
You're
and we
you're
tried to recreate the famous Gene Kelly scene when he's dancing, and